So I'm joined by India Stevens from Boschendal. India, hi, thanks for joining me this afternoon. Before we start, do you want to just introduce yourself briefly and your role within Boschendal and how long you've been at the company for?
Sure. So I'm India Stevens and I'm the commercial manager here for the hospitality department at Boschendal. I've been here for, in August it will be 3 years. So it's been a very busy time, but it flies at Boschendal. Time always flies here.
I can quite imagine, although what a perfect place for time to fly when you're at Boschendal. So do you want to just give us an update in terms of what's happening at the property during this time and what the situation is in South Africa, and also maybe what you're doing in terms of projects on the ground during this quiet time?
Yes, absolutely. So South Africa has been in lockdown since the end of March. We've just gone into level 3, which finally allows us to sell alcohol again. So everyone in the winelands is extremely happy about that. We're very fortunate here because our shareholder made a very generous decision as soon as lockdown kicked in to protect everybody's salary across the farm. And Boschendal isn't just a hospitality business, but also an agricultural business. So for up to, I think we're on around 650 staff members, they've all had their salaries, full salaries protected until January 2021 at least. And he even went as far as calculating an average tip or commission for a restaurant waiter or a salesperson in the shop, just to make sure that everybody's, nobody was financially, financially deprived by COVID-19. So fantastic that he was able to do that, and the staff are very happy, obviously. But it's also meant that we've had all of our teams working from home remotely and then slowly coming back onto the farm as the lockdown restrictions have been lifted. And we're using this time really to look at every part of the hospitality business and see how we can improve it. We've obviously got to make changes and adaptations now for the new normal that we're all facing. So it's been a good time for us to really work on projects together, even though we're not in the same office or not on the same part of the farm. And we're excited about the future. We're excited about welcoming guests back. We've got the farm shop open, so we are having a few guests coming back onto site as shopping visitors. But we're really looking forward to having people come and stay on the farm again. And we think that Boschendal is really well placed to be the perfect location when people want to escape post-lockdown, and even for the long-term future. I think people have really realized how important it is to spend quality time away from homeschool and screens and get back to nature and enjoy the outdoors, because it can get taken away like it has done in the last few weeks for us over here.
Yeah, totally. And you're not just obviously really looking after your staff, but you're also really looking after the community as well for your Pebbles project. Do you want to tell the
yeah.
more about that project?
Yeah, so majority of Boschendal staff come from the surrounding villages. There's 5 villages around the property, and it basically makes up the Drakensberg Valley. And as I said, most of our staff come from those villages, so all live very locally. And it became very apparent very quickly once the kind of global pandemic was announced and the lockdowns started to kick in, that one of the major areas of concern for the people at Boschendal and around us in the communities is food, access to food, wages to pay for food, and all of those things. So we have been donating produce from the farm, including meat from the butchery and veggies from our garden, and thousands and thousands of eggs. I think the last count, we were over 60,000 eggs that have been donated since the end of March. And the majority of that produce is either going to soup kitchens that that are based in the surrounding villages, or it's going to Pebbles, which is a project where they have the facilities to make up the food parcels and prepare meals. I think they can do about 6,000 meals a day in their commercial kitchen, and then that's also being distributed through various programs. Everyone had to kind of apply to do it with the government, so that we make sure that the food's going to the right places and the right people. But it's been an amazing project to see happen on the farm when suddenly there was no one, no guests, no staff, and then the food project kicked in, and a lot of the staff members who live on the farm volunteered to help. So we were having like parcel packing lines, people counting different vegetables, people counting sausages. It was fantastic. So it's been great to help out like that.
That's amazing. And I know when we were speaking earlier, you were talking about all the changes you're actually making in-house for the kind of post-COVID-19 customer. And I know that obviously with you now in stage 3, the fact you can kind of welcome some business travellers, and do you want to talk us through a bit more about the changes so that people watching can actually anticipate what it might be for their clients, what it might be like for their clients when they do start coming back to Boschendal?
Yes, definitely. So because we've had our staff still working effectively, even though they haven't been on site, we've obviously been doing a lot of work with them about new protocols and training. We've started videoing all of the training programs that we're launching with staff. And now in level 3, hotels are allowed to operate for business travel. They've opened some domestic flights for business travel, and so we're allowed to offer accommodation. So we have decided to go ahead and do that. And it will really give us an opportunity to bed down all the new protocols. We're not expecting it to be incredibly busy over the next few weeks, but we can treat each guest with the step-by-step process of what the new normal will be. So that includes online check-in and check-out, so no physical interaction with the front of house staff as usual. Housekeeping, restrictions on housekeeping, and also the logistics around when you do have to go into the cottage, the guest isn't there. They can choose to go off for a walk, and then there's no person-to-person contact. Laundry service, our laundry is all back on board. And I think this will develop into probably a very, very strict COVID-19 set of protocols that cater for a guest that is very nervous to interact with anyone outside of their own family unit. And I do think that will be necessary, but there'll also be layers of service that we can add onto that. So for us, we're seeing the future a bit further down the line when we start to welcome leisure guests back, an opportunity to offer different layers of housekeeping or of staff interaction, depending on the guest and how comfortable they feel. Obviously, some people will be at higher risk than others in terms of contracting the disease. So I think over the next month or so, we'll have ironed out all of the new protocols, and then I think we'll be well placed to be really geared up and ready to go when leisure travellers do come back.
Well, as you say, it's such an opportunity for your staff to get used to it in, I suppose, quite a low volume initially. Yeah. So by the time leisure travel comes back, they're very comfortable with the whole process. And also, I suppose, with Boschendal, with the size of the farm and all the different accommodation options, it's just such a kind of perfect place to come to for someone who is nervous about being in close proximity, but yet you still have all the activities you can do where they can go in the farm and go riding and they go you saying that mountain biking is now opened up again as well. So you've got all these activities they can do that really won't impact on their stay at all in terms of, coming in close proximity to people. That's what's quite unique about our offering.
I think that we can really offer a complete winelands experience without you having to leave the farm, because the array of activities that we have here, you can be here for a few days easily and be busy the whole time. The cottages and the different accommodation offerings are all single units, so it's not a hotel room where everyone's sharing the same air conditioning. You have your own private front door, your own private outside area. There's plenty of space and gardens to walk through. So if you want to come here and have the interaction with when the restaurants are back open and the wine tasting is back open, but you feel like you need your sense of privacy and your own space also to just step back, that is something that we can always offer, and we're very lucky to have the size and the scale to be able to do that.
Yeah, absolutely. And just quickly on I know we were due to launch Tenta Camp, which was there's a lot of anticipation for the new Tenta Camp. What's the situation with that? Because obviously, presumably, it's not open at the moment.
No, so we were nearly ready to go just before lockdown happened, which was fortunate because we got all the walls and the roofs and the tent pegs down. So construction has started again now, and we're finishing off the final touches. The interiors will go in over the next month. One thing we learned, which was great, was we've had couple of weeks ago we had a crazy week of weather with rain and wind like gale force, and the tents withstood it really well. We went up there and stood in the middle of the tent in the middle of the storm to see what it felt like, and we've actually had somebody on the farm, a couple of people on the farm, go and do a test day in the one that is complete, and the log burner that we put in, I mean, it's going to be an amazing stay, not just in summer, but in winter as well. It'll be a completely different feel, but I'm really excited about actually how it will feel in winter. So we'll be ready in August, and hopefully welcoming our first guests very soon after. We've definitely got people planning to come at the end of the year. Obviously, it's all a bit of a wait and see, but we're excited to get the guests in there.
Oh, fingers crossed, because I imagine there's a lot of anticipation about the opening anyway. And I think now, with the situation and what people are looking for, it would just fit perfectly into, post-COVID-19 customer who wants to truly get away from it, up in the mountains and in that incredible spot.
Yeah.
Very envious. But just finally, India, would you like to say a quick message to the trade, to the people who are watching this?
Yeah, sure. Thank you for watching, and I hope you're all doing well. Hang in there. It's going to be some tough months ahead, but we're really excited about getting back to business, and we really value all of the hard work that you guys are doing, and all the blood, sweat and tears that I know will come with bringing the customers back to us. So thank you very much.
That's brilliant. Thanks a lot, India.
Thank you.